Hi, my first few minutes with God, day number 8, Job chapter 17 through 20. So we see that Job continues to defend himself. He says his spirit is crushed. He's surrounded by mockers, bitterly taunting him. And he tells them, well, actually tells God that he must defend his innocence. He says, you have closed their minds from understanding. He says, don't let them triumph. God has made a mockery of him. That's what he feels. He feels like God has made a mockery of him. He says, they spit in his face. He says his eyes are swollen from weeping. And he says, but the righteous keep moving forward. Those who has clean hands become stronger and stronger. Job says his hope will go down with him to the grave. So he's holding on to his hope. Isn't that something? But he's definitely being tormented by his friends. He really is. But don't forget, Satan is using his friends to get Job to curse him. They don't realize they're being used, though. Isn't that something? So we need to be aware of ourselves, because we still have control on whether or not we're going to go this direction or that. But maybe they were jealous of Job, who knows? And they're just glad to see that he's suffering. I don't know. Because they make some strong accusations against him. So Bildad, he says to Job, he says, when are you going to stop speaking? You're not making any sense. Some friends, right? So Job, do you think we are stupid? Isn't that something? So he continues talking to Job about the wicked, what happens to them, their schemes, the traps that grab them, the snares that hold them, the terror surrounding them, and how disease eats their skin, their flesh. And y'all know Job is going through this boil, right? So it's like he's just poking at Job, right? And he says their homes burned down. They have no children or grandchildren. Job lost last one of his children. Seriously? Job asked his quote unquote friends, how long will you torture me? They're crushing him with the words he says. He tells them, you should be ashamed. And he says, even if I had sinned, what business is that of yours? That's none of your concern. It's true, though. It's between him and God. And he talks about what God has done to him, how God had wronged him, blocked him, stripped him of honor, demolished him, uprooted his hopes. Isn't that something? He says God's fury is against him. Relatives stay far away, friends, they've turned against him. Family, he says, my family is gone. Yeah, he says close friends have forgotten him. And he says his servants, his maids, they treat him as a stranger. He said he calls them and they don't come. He has to plead with them. He says his breath repulses his wife, rejected by other family. And he asks his friends to have mercy. I agree. They need to have mercy on Job, seriously. And so he says, must you also persecute me? That's what he asks his friends. Must you also persecute me, all this I'm going through? And Job says, I know that my Redeemer lives. I will see him for myself. And he tells his friends, you should fear punishment for your attitude. God is no respecter of person. They think they're safe. God is not like that, what they're doing. I'm telling you right now. Our God is a fair God. So Zophar, he claims that he has to endure Job's insults. Job has not insulted them, not once. He's basically defending himself why they persecute him. And so far, they're making it about them seriously. So then he talks about the reward that God gives to the wicked. So he goes through a lot of that. But guys, there you have it. Job and his suffering. Isn't that something? That's day number 8, guys. Job chapter 17 through 20. You have a God-filled blessed day.